I believe in the 12-step program, but I believe in whatever's going to work for you. I'm telling you, it works for me. And when I first went into Alcoholics Anonymous, surprisingly, was right after that wife of mine told me to quit for her birthday. I couldn't do this, so I thought, well, let's give this a try. I went to this AA meeting, and I'm looking around, and there's a whole bunch of people that don't look like me. I have the trophy house. They don't, and I've got cars in my garage, and they're talking about low bottoms that I haven't seen. And I started to compare myself up. I listened to their stories, and I said, that's not me, that's not me. That guy's the alcoholic I don't want to be. And I walked away from Alcoholics Anonymous at that point, because I didn't hear me in there. But what I failed to grasp at that moment was the gift I was being given at that time, and that they were saying, this is us, this is where this took us, but one day we were sitting exactly in that chair, right where you are, with everything intact, and we didn't stop in time. I didn't hear that message. All I heard was all this garbage that they went through in jails and prison. I hadn't been to prison yet. I still had everything. But now, I'll tell you what, after getting sober, having been through prison, paid my debt to society, now I have everything, because I feel healthier than I ever have. I am happier than I've ever been. And the way things are today are better than I could have ever imagined when I was sitting on a pile of money and all those toys, because I get it. And I'm not taking that for granted. There's a very fine distinction between getting it and taking it for granted. And as long as you stay humble, as long as you accept that I'm alcoholic, and that is not going to change. You know, those Alcoholics Anonymous people, they tick me off with all their slogans. Once you're a pickle, you're always a pickle. You can't be a cucumber. You know, I hear that stuff, and I just cringe. But you know what? I know I'm a pickle. And I'm fine with that. The challenge is learning how to live like a pickle. Learning to live with this thing. Not every day has been great. I still have really crappy days, and I still have my breath in my lungs through those really crappy days. I know what the alternative is, because I've ran right up against it. And no matter how crappy it gets, it still beats the alternative. Learning how to live with those crappy days is the challenge we all face. And as I got sober, I began to wonder why all of this is happening to me. Why can't I just accept this? What is happening with my body? What is this thing with alcohol? So I began to do a lot of research, going back to my journalism training, research, reporting, try to stay objective about this, even though I'm no way near objective. I'm completely subjective. I've got this thing. But I want to find out what's making me tick, what's with this disease that makes all of us tick. So I decided to put it into a book, but what I did with the book is I put my life in there too. Because there are a lot of people in the profession of addictions or counseling, or you see Dr. Phil or Dr. Drew. You know what? Those men have never spent a day in their lives challenged by alcohol. They don't know how we feel. Like I said, non-alcoholics, they don't have a clue what it's like to drink alcoholically, what it's like to crave after 10 beers the way they crave before their first beer. We have something different, and we speak language that is common to one another. That's why I wrote the book. The facts are in there, and I'm proud of the research that went into it. But you know what? The idea that we can talk to each other, and that has been the message for my recovery, is being a guy, we don't like to talk. We certainly don't like to talk about our feelings. And to talk about the things we don't talk about is very important to maintaining our sobriety. I'm talking with a group of men on every Wednesday night about crap I never thought I'd talk with a bunch of guys about. But we have our men's group on Wednesday nights where, and this is Men for Sobriety, this is not AA. Like I said, I believe in whatever method you want to choose, whatever God you want to find your spirituality within, find what works for you. these are the things that work for me, Men for Sobriety and Alcoholics Anonymous, and a copious amount of reading and research. But I'm with these guys every Wednesday night talking about the things that we don't talk about.